it's Raquel. Welcome back to Recovery to Wellness, where survivors radiate badassery. It is currently August 21st, 2024, and I would like to introduce RaqoveryWins. I will one day I will make this more of an actual short. I did look at YouTube Shorts and I pulled it up, but I don't know how to edit it on my phone. So I'm getting closer to figuring it out, but that's still where I'm at. The confusion of how do I like cut and like paste other video, like I don't know how to do it. So getting closer to actually making a short one day, and this will be where RaqoveryWins will sort of wind up weekly and go from there. But instead of saying REC recovery, it will be RAQ recovery, so that it's like back to this channel and myself in a sense for you guys to share hashtag RaqoveryWins. That's what it is. The RAQ RaqoveryWins, and wins as WINS. So RaqoveryWins. So these are something that I've been thinking, and it's not new, of course. I'm sure lots of other people have done it before, and this is just going to be kind of my sort of take on it. And we could do it weekly and probably at the end of the week, and the idea would be to name in the comments for you guys what your recovery wins were for that week. So what was something that you were just a total badass at, and something that you're really proud of in a sense, and then also two things you want to improve or that can get better, maybe that need a further attention or further information or focus in a sense. So that being said, I'm gonna do a combination of recovery wins from like the last month or two. I could do the last month or two, right? Yeah. So between August, we'll even just do the summer. August, July, June, all of that. So some of my recovery wins. So if you don't know, first of all, hi, I'm Raquel. Also, second of all, I live with mental health conditions, and I have my channel here is about sort of my recovery, my story from that. I don't have lived experience with either substance use disorders or eating disorders or like psychosis and things to that effect. So the conditions I live with are OCD, borderline personality disorder, and depression, and hair pulling and skin picking, and trichotillomania and dermatillomania. So those are my stuff, and then also like SI, which is suicide ideation and stuff. But that is like my recovery stuff. I talk more on my channel more about recovery because I view mental health conditions as more a presence of darkness than light, and recovery I view as more a presence of light than darkness. So it's that same thing, but just slightly different. And I also work at a psych hospital as a group leader. I do that 40 hours each week, which is fantastic and wonderful and awesome, and has been helping a lot. So that's just a little bit more about me too, if you don't know. I can try to link in this video other videos of mine if there are things that you want to learn more about. I've had this channel for 8 years, so it's been a long time. It's been a long time. That's like enough context, I guess. So I'm gonna say one of my recovery wins lately, oh, okay, here's one. I've been thinking about doing it, so pretty much every day I work Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. That's like my work week. So I have Wednesdays and Saturdays off. So whenever I am not working, that's kind of when I can have time to sort of, spend some time working on answering replies to messages, social media stuff, all of that, editing videos, putting up videos, all of that kind of jazz. Which for right now is working pretty well. If I ever actually get picked up more by my channel and have a lot more to answer, I'm not sure how to handle that, but that's a future Raquel problem that right now is not in the cards at all, so no need to worry too much about that. But I would say since I've been working 40 hours since January 2024, for probably like 6 months or so, I thought about if I could, because so what happens is, the reason I told you what days I work is because pretty much since this year, like every day after work that's a weekday, I go to the library after, and then I like, you know, do have some library time for like an hour and a half to like 2 hours or so of library time. And then I come home and blah, 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 and then I go to work, and then I, you know, do the library time, and then all of that. So, for 6 months or so, I was like, maybe I should bring my laptop to work, and, like, leave it in my car, and then that way when I get out of work, I can go to the library and I can do some laptop stuff. So it was only within the last 2 weeks that I actually started doing that, and it's been very effective, very helpful. I don't think I've really edited a video after work just yet, I think, but I could have, and I definitely like have like typed, like made comments or replies on Reddit. I've also like answered messages for fanfiction. I've also typed up fanfiction stuff. So I've done quite a few things like that, and that's a fun thing because otherwise, so I've been doing that for about 2 weeks. Before that, I was only really opening my laptop Saturdays and some Wednesdays, but not always often. So my recovery win, to get back on track, right? Focus, Raquel. My recovery win is that I've been bringing my laptop into my work life in the sense that I just bring it with me to work, and then after when I leave work, I go to the library and I like work on laptop stuff at the library after work instead of having to come home and go back out and all that kind of stuff. So that's been going well. That's been helpful and effective and going well. Glad about that. That is one recovery win. Also, another recovery win has been that a lot more of the time, I'm feeling pretty happy and satisfied towards the end-ish of my day, and that's very exciting. Like, I'll have moments where I'm like, I am such a badass. Like, I fucking rocked that day. Like, that was great. That was a great day. You know, and like, still like, just feeling really good. And something I can improve on, actually, is that I have realized and recognized there's a pattern between, you know, if I'm having a hard day and maybe I'm more anxious going to sleep at night and I'm not falling asleep right away, I tend to hair pull. And also, apparently, if I have a really good day where everything was really good and I was a badass, I also tend to hair pull at night. So I don't really know necessarily just yet what that's about, but that is something on my radar, something that I need to work on eliminating and improving and things to that effect. Another recovery win, I did not take any mental health days. I didn't call out of work anytime in June 2024 and July 2024. I did take off 2 days in August, but it was still pretty good. It was still pretty good. We went July and June without any not working days, so that was really good. I'm really, really proud of myself for that. You know, I really rocked it. Like, we became a COVID unit in June, and I actually worked 5 days straight. First time ever, and I crushed it, and I was badass, and it was awesome. And I didn't get COVID either, which is even better too. But, and so, yeah, just doing really well. Another recovery win, I've been working more on fanfiction stuff again, I would say, and I'm just hesitant because I'm like trying to figure out, like, did I ever update all this stuff? I don't think I've updated quite too many. I've updated a few of my House MD fanfictions, because I write fanfiction too, by the way, and I write Loki Centered Avengers fanfiction and House MD fanfiction, and so I've updated a couple over the summer. I've updated a couple House fics, and then I've also I finally solidified a new one, and I put that out like just this week, and that's been great. And I've also been, about a few days ago, I fell down a rabbit hole of reading House fanfiction, and that was fun. It was good. I definitely came up with a few other ideas, and I still want to, you know, mold them and grapple with them more. And so I did that, and so I've been falling back in love with fanfiction, I guess, is the thing, and writing fanfiction again, and getting just back into it in that kind of way. And really, there's one story, my most popular house fan fiction is Don't Worry Your Pretty Little Heart, and I love that story like so much, and like genuinely it is just like I start writing the chapter and I have this one idea in mind, and then by the end of the chapter like things went totally differently than I thought it would, but it's just so good, and it's really good. And yeah, so I think fan fiction stuff is great. And also something else, a recovery win, is that I filmed some videos back in July where I tried to approach some of the things that I've been avoiding, and I finished rewatching, like set aside for myself a task, and then did finish rewatching, not in July, but I started in July and then I finished it in August, but I rewatched Iron Man, the first Iron Man, 2008 movie, and that was good, and really liked it, and I still want to do more blog MCU reviews and stuff at some point. I also, I guess a recovery win was finding out that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back into the MCU and as Doctor Doom, and so that's coming out in what, like May 2026, I think it is, or 2025. Is it 2025 or 2026? I think it's 2026. May 2026. So I've established for myself that I'm going to rewatch and reconsume and also consume for the first time all of the Marvel stuff from, I'm going by order of release date, so I pretty much up until Endgame, not all the TV shows that were before Endgame, but then after Endgame, all the shows that came out on Disney Plus and such. And I'm gonna do that. That'll be my mission to do, my mission to do in the next year and a half, to really go through all that footage and content and movies, and also do some type of review process for, and just really just fall back in love with the MCU. It's been so long since I've fully allowed myself to be passionate about something that I love, and I have seen some of the movies, not all of them, but the newer ones, and I just really want to like fall back into it, and that's gonna be really, really exciting. And I actually watched The Incredible Hulk again too, which was good, and I just I want to be able to break down that perfectionism and that avoidance and such that I do so often and so much, because, you know, like, why do that? Why do that when I could not? Why do it when I could do the opposite of that? I could do something that I really love and enjoy. And also, I pretty much quote the original Avengers movie and Thor on a daily basis. I'm always quoting it, like, all the time. So it'll be really great to get back into that. So that's a recovery win in the sense of getting back in love with my passions and things that give me a lot of creativity and give me joy and make me feel a part of something, in a sense, like having that kind of community and trying to figure out what I can do in reviews or expression and just, you know, doing that in a sense. So recovery win in the sense that I finally went back and finished. I took it upon myself to rewatch it, finished rewatching it, watched another movie afterward, and just getting back into entertainment in that form. That was a big long recovery win. Went on a bit of a tangent. This happens all the time. You should see me on Reddit. This is me on Reddit all the time. I'll do like two more. I'll do two more. So, and I'll also do another improved one. So, another recovery win. I finished reading a couple books. I finished definitely reading one. No, yeah, a couple books. I finished reading a couple of books. I have the written review and the recovery reads report done for both of them up on my WordPress blog under the same username as here. But the video review I have for both of them, I have yet to actually edit and then put up, though I am planning to do one of those today. So that is that. So, and then also I've been able to take out lots of books again, and so I am sifting through a sea of books, but I am very excited, and I definitely want to do some book reading both today and through the next few days on my vacation as well. So reading books and such, which is a whole other tangent as well, especially since I want to do recovery reads and have that as a community and everything. So what else? Let me think. One other recovery win. What's one other recovery win? I'm trying to think of something a little bit different. More of a recovery win is like, I have had situations that I've had to manage and deal with, and while I didn't go through them perfectly, in a sense, I still got through them and I learned things from them. I say this a lot nowadays, that all information is information, and every experience is a new learning opportunity of where could I have done better, or where could I improve, or where could I do a different action and maybe get to a different path, a different result, a different choice, in a sense. And I think that's really, really important, at least for me in my recovery, is having that empowerment and that choice of like, just kind of like, just having it be me. Because there's that quote too, it goes, I may be my problem, but I am also my solution. And I really like that quote, because even when it comes to like hair pulling for me, there's so much more that I can do for that, and there's a book on it that I want to read and everything too. I may be my problem in the sense that I'm, continuously sort of falling into habits that I know don't serve me and are no longer serving me, and still kind of struggling with that, and also separating that, knowing that something doesn't work, and then having the willingness to practice something else that might not work or might actually work better, and being open to it and being sort of non-judgmental about it as well, and just seeing where, if it leads anywhere different, or if it kind of leads to the same place, or if it takes a whole different journey around the mountain, in a sense. And so I think having more openness for me of like noticing, okay, like when I do start hair pulling, it's really hard for me to break out of that once I start, but then there are things I can do and try that maybe I have fallen back away from, in a sense, that is possible for me to just, if I rework it a certain way, I can get the outcome that I want, that is more healthy and more recovery based than what I'm sort of used to or have gotten used to. So even if it's easier to watch a lot of YouTube at night, but I watch a lot of YouTube and then I don't go to sleep very well, and then I start hair pulling, or then I miss my eyebrow in the morning, or I do all these things, like I know what doesn't work, in a sense, but I think I need more time to play around with finding what does work and being patient and giving myself grace for that process. That right now I might not know what works or what doesn't work, or I know it doesn't work, but I might not know yet what works and what will be optimal in my recovery. However, 6 months from now, I'll probably be amazing at it, because I've learned and I've implemented different tactics and behaviors and like coping skills and all this kind of stuff, mindfulness stuff. I noticed that I definitely still sometimes if I have YouTube on my phone when I'm eating dinner, I tend to stay on my phone the rest of the time. I have like a timer that goes off that like after like 10 o'clock at night, I don't, like it'll tell me every like 15 minutes, hey, you're reached your timer, your limit. And I noticed that I actually put in something on my phone to help me with that before, like 10 minutes before that goes off, but then I haven't been reading that. So it's recovery is an ongoing process, and every experience can teach me something that I either didn't know before or was blind to, or for whatever reason that might be. And there's always something different that I can try, and just because I don't know it yet doesn't mean that I'll never know it. And as long as I'm here and alive and such, I can kind of try something else. I can, you know, experiment with different things and see what works, and then once I find out what works, continue with what works. Because I think it's easy, and I know something I do a lot is, like, you know, if I start getting kind of complacent with it and I don't, you know, then I don't, like, stay off YouTube, or I don't, you know, stop myself from falling down rabbit holes, it doesn't really work too well. Kind of like, I guess I have to change the way I'm looking at it in a sense too, because it's like, you know, if I have to take medication for my mental health conditions and stuff, you know, once I start feeling better, I don't just stop my medications, I continue on it because it's something that's working for me. So maybe it's also like, hey, like watching YouTube at 10 o'clock at night is not working for me because it's, you know, causing all these other issues and more avoidance kind of things. Maybe I need to try something different. Maybe coloring for a little bit would be helpful. Maybe reading a book for 10 minutes would be helpful. Maybe putting on a lotion or putting on music on the Echo and just trying different things, moving over to a different side of the bed, keeping my hands, I find keeping my hands like clasped and away from me helps, and just kind of figuring that out. So that's a very long, sorry, I didn't mean to go on a giant tangent for this Recovery Wins video, but we did it, it happened. So anywho, thank you so much for watching. As always, stay safe, much love and light to you. Let me know what your recovery wins are in the comments. Let me know what you think about the idea, what you want to talk about within the ideas and the videos. They will be shorter than this. I really they'll be shorter, I swear. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the content, feel free to subscribe. Why? I don't know. But if you liked it, you should do that. And I will see you in another video. Bye.
Guiding like a lighthouse to